Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Laili Wahyuni. I'm from Class A and I'm 5th semester. In this great occasion, I'd like to explain you about teaching method in 19th century. Wow, how was that? So here, I'd like to explain you more. Are you curious about it? So let's check it out and happy watching. Wow, here, language-centered method. Actually, in 19th century, there are lots of or various of teaching methods that has been developed for TESOL or TEFL. TEFL, as we know that is teaching English as a foreign language. In this case, the teachers provide the students opportunity to practice the pre-selected and pre-sequenced linguistic through exercises. And in language-centered method, based on a researcher whose name is Kumara Vadivelu, stated that there are three groups of method. What are those? Okay, the first is language-centered method. The second is learning-centered method. The third is learner-centered method. So in language-centered method itself has many examples of method. For example, the first is grammar translation method, dialect method, reading method, audiolingual method, and many others. There are lots of methods. But before, I'm going to explain to you about three important methods or three famous methods in 19th century. What are those? So I'll explain the next slide. So the important method which was so famous in 19th century, the first is grammar translation method. This method was used for teaching Greek and Latin. This method is also called as the oldest method. Although it was found in 19th century, but this method is still used till now. Surprisingly, it happened in 21st century. This method focuses on the mastery of knowledge about a language, but it doesn't teach. It is not used for teaching productive skill such as speaking. And this method, of course, has some characteristics. What are those? The first is, in this method, teacher explains to students by using mother language to explain the target language. For example, we are as Indonesian. Our mother language is Indonesia or Bahasa. So, for example, our target language is English. So the teacher explains the material or English in Indonesia in order to make the students understand about the material. But at least the teacher also gives little example to pronounce or to speak the target language, but just a little. So the second characteristic is, in this method, many vocabulary are taught in the form of difficult. For example, teacher introduces the students about the vocabulary in living room, and then the teacher translates the vocabulary in Bahasa, and the students later will be asked to translate them in English or in other language. The third characteristic is, in this method, the focus in teaching grammar on definition and rules of grammar. For example, the teacher here will just explain about the rule of grammar of definition of something. For example, what is the definition of adverb, noun, verb, and many others. Or the teacher will ask the students to change positive sentence or active sentence to passive sentence, or passive sentence to active sentence. So such as this. So the following or the third characteristic is grammar has rules in arranging them together in the sentence. So the common pattern of grammar in English is such as subject, verb, predicate, object, and complement. So that simple pattern will be always used in the class to teach grammar. The following is reading of difficult classical texts is also suggested in this method. So in grammar translation method will be there a reading class, but this reading section will not focus on the context of the text, but it just focuses on the grammatical structure. So the teacher will explain which the subject is, which the verb is, which the object is, and the students will be asked, will be tested about their understanding about what has been explained by the teacher. The following is drilling, which are commonly used in translating sentences for target language or English into the mother of Indonesian. So here, in teaching translation is also used drilling. Drilling is when the teacher gives example, for example, table meja. So the students will repeat or imitate what the teachers speak. So, for example, I write on the board, we always learn English. And then the students will write the sentence, and then will also the teacher will ask the students to translate them in bahasa, or the teacher will give them a sentence in bahasa, and the students will be asked to translate them in English, such as that. So the last characteristic is pronunciation is less important in this method, because this method is just focuses on teaching grammar and translation. So the disadvantage of this method is this method tends to teach the students in one way. So the teacher just gives them the material or the theory without giving them opportunity to give their feedback or to give their creativity in the class. So here students become a passive people, or the students become passive, and the teacher become the most active or the source in the class. So that is the weakness here in this method. In grammar translation method, the students cannot give their contribution or cannot show their creativity except just giving their true answers to the teachers. Yeah, what is the following method? So I'll tell you soon. Well, the second important method, that is direct method. Direct method is a method which is contrary with grammar translation method. So it has some characteristics also as the first. The first is, in the beginning of the class, the teacher will give the students a dialogue or a short conversation, and the teacher will gives them orally the example and in orally, or using a puppet or a doll or a media. And the conversation or the dialogue should be in modern style to attract the students' interest. For example, the teacher gives them a dialogue about a fable or fairy tale or legend or other story, and after giving the dialogue, or after practicing the dialect through by using puppet or media, the teacher drills the dialect to the students. So the teacher will read the sentences first, and then the students will imitate the teacher. So after reading the dialect together, the teacher will divide the students in the class become some groups. It based on the students, right? And then after dividing, each group will practice the dialect with their friends. After that, after doing that, the teacher will divide again. The students become in pairs. So when they are already in pairs, they will memorize the dialect and then come to the teacher to memorize it. So that's the simple example method of direct method. The second characteristic is the material is first presented orally by using media. That was the same as the first characteristic. The following is, in this method, grammar is taught inductively or directly, but here the grammar is just explained when in some conditions, only after experience. So what does it mean? For example, when the student says something, when the student did a mistake, when the students do a mistake, so the teacher will correct them and will give them the correct sentence to use. For example, I'm the students. Hi guys. I want to eating noodle. So the teacher will give the correct answer. Hey, I'm sorry, honey. Your sentence is wrong. You're mistaken in use the sentence. So the correct one is I want to eat noodle, not I want to eating noodle, because after subject and verb is not eating. It should be I want to eat because infinitive verb. Okay, honey? So please stop using I want to eating noodle, but I want to eat noodle. Okay. Yeah, that was the example. The following is advanced students read the literature work for comprehension and pleasure. So here there is also reading reading section, but it is just for the intermediate or advanced students. Advanced students here mean the students who have a higher level of understanding from other students. So the following method is reading method. Reading method. The reading method, this approach is selected for practical and academic reasons or scientific studies. This approach can bring people who learn a language without having to visit the country of target language. So here, reading method is taught to minimize the students to visit the country of the target language. They just need to read and read. The priority in studying the target language, the first is reading the ability. The second is reading about the culture of the country. So in this method has characteristics. The first is only grammar necessary for reading comprehension and fluency is taught. So in this reading method, grammar also taught in this method, and also fluency. Fluency here maybe means about in reading, fluency in reading. So, but here in reading method is less focus on pronunciation. Pronunciation is a little bit not important here, but in reading, in this method focuses on reading comprehension, and vocabulary also is an important thing in reading section on reading method, of course, because vocabulary is an important part of a sentence and sentence will not become sentence without vocabulary, right? So, since the acquisition of vocabulary is considered more important than grammatical skill, translation reappears in this approach as a respectable class of procedure related to comprehension of the written text. So here maybe means that before we can write a text, we need to read a text first. So input will good input will produce a good output, right? So there has been much reading. There are some kinds of reading, for example, intensive reading and extensive reading. So, on the other hand, this method is considered the same as grammar translation method. So, this method seems has the same characteristic from grammar translation method, but the difference is just about reading and translating. But the disadvantage of reading skill here, for reading method here, it's just the same as GTM method. It's just one way teaching, so not in two ways teaching. I mean here that the one who can gives who can gives the contribution is just a teacher, not the students. So here the students still don't have a chance or opportunity to show their creativity. So that's all about 3 important method in 19th century. So is it interesting? Yeah, of course it is so interesting, because those are important methods that we can use as teachers to explain the material. Thank you. Well, good morning students. How's life today? When I say how's life today, please answer another day in paradise, okay? How's life today? Another day in paradise. Okay, so let's start our class today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's begin our beautiful class in this morning by reciting Al-Fatihah together. Pray, begin. Amin. So, how's life today? I'm sure that you're fine. So, in this occasion, let me check your attendance list. When I call your name, please answer, I'm here, miss. Okay? Ahmad Zainal? Okay, you are. Andin Karisma Putri? Yeah, you are. Iqbal Fauzi? Oh yeah. Aldebaran Al-Fahri? Yeah. Okay, good students. I think you complete, all of you attend this class well this morning. Okay, after checking your attendance list, myself, Miss Ellie, will explain the material of today. So, today we're gonna learn about nothing. What is that? That is things in the classroom. So, in the classroom, we have so many things. So, what is that? Mention it. Yeah, you're right, Andin. Door. And then, Aldebaran. What is that? Yeah, you're right. Wall. Another, Iqbal Fauzi. Yeah, you're right. Lamp. There are lots of things in the classroom. So here, I'd like to show you the vocabulary. Okay, so I will give the example and you will imitate what I read. Okay? So please listen carefully. Things in the classroom. Things in the classroom. Book, buku. Pen, pulpen. Paper, kertas. Wall, dinding. So now repeat after me, okay? 1, 2, 3. Things in the classroom. Things in the classroom. Good. Number 1. Book, buku. Book, buku. Good job, students. Pen, pulpen. Pen, pulpen. Paper, kertas. Paper, kertas. Wall, dinding. Wall, dinding. So, good job. So, I will ask you in bahasa and you are in English, okay? Okay. Buku, book. Pulpen, pen. Kertas, paper. Dinding, wall. Wow, what a great students. Now, I will divide you to practice these vocabularies in some groups. So in this class there are 20 students, and I will divide it become 4 groups. So each group will consist of 5 people in the group, okay? So please now gather with the group, okay? I will count until 5, so you have to be in your group, okay? Ayo, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good job, guys. So after getting your group, okay, after getting your group, I will give you some questions. So one group will be the winner, and the other group will be the loser. So please answer my questions correctly, okay? So please remember, each group must be active in answering my question, okay? I will give you something and you have to mention it in English, okay? For example, what is this? That is pen, okay? What is this? That is paper. Okay, do you get it, guys? Okay. So, I will start it. 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? Yes, of course you're ready. 1, 2, 3. What is this? Pen. Yeah, you're right. Iqbal Fauzi, your group gets 1 point. Okay, give applause. What is this? Paper. Okay, that's good. Andin, your group gets 1 point. What is this? Wall. Okay, that's good. Aldebaran, your group gets 1 point. Well, congratulations. So for the winner is Andin's group, and for the loser is Iqbal Fauzi group. Okay? Okay, guys. Please come forward to accept the gift. Okay, this one is your gift. Okay, for the other students, don't be sad. You have to be active in every class that you visit, that you learn, okay? Knowledge will not come to you when you will never pick it up. So please never give up in learning. Always be spirited and always be curious of everything. Okay? Okay. For the following, please get someone in pairs, or please make a group in pairs. Make in pairs. Each group consists of 2 students, and please memorize about this vocab and come forward to me, okay? So later I will call you each group in pairs, okay? And you have to come forward and memorize this vocabulary, okay, guys? Okay, prepare for the memorizing. Okay, For the first, um, students, Iqbal Fauzi, please come forward with your partner. Okay, Iqbal, what is please memorize about this one. Okay, 5 vocabularies. Okay, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, for the following group is Andin. Come forward. Okay, please memorize the vocabularies. Yeah. Okay, thank you. For the last, Aldebaran, please come forward. Please memorize the vocabularies, right? Okay. Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you, students. Those are our vocabulary class. And thank you for visiting my class today. Have a great day and have a nice day. Remember, no one will help you in the future but you yourself. Yeah, you are the player in the world. Please do everything better and do your best in every step you face. Thank you. The last I say, have a great day and have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So that was the example of teaching vocabulary using direct method. Thank you for watching. Okay, and that's the example. That's all from me. I'm Laili Wahyuni. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it will be useful. And the last is the change. I have a quote for this method. The change will not come. Yes, the change will not come if you don't catch it. So the change will not come to you if you don't grade it. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.